Hi guys, in this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate to you the concept of covariance between two properties return series and the calculation of the covariance. The same concept, principle, and calculation process can be used for any covariance between two investments return series. I'm going to demonstrate to you this concept using an example. For this tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate under example 4. So under this example, we have three possible market scenarios and we have return series for each individual properties, property A and property C. Each row represents the information under one possible market scenario. So now, with the possibility of each market scenario and with the return information for each individual property under one market scenario. So how to calculate covariance between these two return series? Then we will look at formula and the key information first. So first, in order to calculate the covariance, we will need the information or probability of each market scenario. And we will also need the possible return of each property under each market scenario. And then we will have the information of expected return of each property. So let's look at this formula. And now the formula, we have three key terms that they are added together, and each key term is represented by a different color. And we can see, for example, under the first market scenario and the overall multiply term comes before the first plus sign. So let's look at how to incorporate the information under the first market scenario. And we will have this probability of the first scenario multiplied by this return spread of property A under this market scenario over this expected return of property A. So the information within the first parenthesis is about the spread of return for property A under the first market scenario. How far this return deviates away from investors' expected return for this property. And now, interestingly, we will multiply the other property's return spread to this return spread of property A. So while we can name the other properties name as property B or C or whatever. So in this formula, and we have the other properties return spread. Return of property B, for example, under the first market scenario, minus the expected return of property B. So overall, for the information under the first market scenario, and we can see we incorporate the cross effect of return spread, the return spread between property A and the return spread between property and the return spread of property B. If we understand this process, and we will repeat the same to incorporate the second market scenario. And that's denoted as the second term in this equation. That's after the first plus sign. We incorporate the second market scenario with the cross effect between property A's return spread and property B's return spread. So the same happens for the third market scenario. And at the end, we add all the three market scenarios together. So we add all these cross return spread information together, and then we will get the covariance between property A and property B. Or in the example here, we are calculating for property A and C's. So let's look at this. So if we have covariance between property A and C's return series. So we will apply the formula we introduced just now. And first, we need information or probability under the first market scenario. So first market scenario, first row, probability 0.2, and we will input 0.2 times the return spread for property A under the first market scenario. So this return spread will be calculated as property A's possible return 80% under the first market scenario minus property A's expected return. In a previous tutorial, we learned the calculation of expected return for property A, and we know the answer is 12%. So input 12% here. And now we need to take into account the cross effect of return spread for the other property, property C, in this example. So then this return spread will be multiplied by property C's return spread. So multiply property C's possible return under the first market scenario is 6%. So we have 6% minus property C's expected return. If you follow the previous tutorial to calculate property C's expected return, so this will come up with the answer of 10%. So we have 10% as expected return for property C. So now the overall term here that we have input already, this incorporates the information under the first market scenario, and it also includes the cross effect of return spread between property A and C's return. So next, we will repeat the same process for the second market scenario. And we do have probability under the second market scenario, that's 0.6 times return spread of property A under the second market scenario. So we have 12% of property A's possible return minus property A's expected return, coincidentally to be 12%. And then we will times, we know the overall term will be 0 here. But in order to complete this formula, we still move on the process to incorporate property C's spread of return. So property C's expected return, property C's possible return is 10%. So we have 10% possible return minus its expected return, 10%. Yeah, coincidentally, they are the same. Then we have completed incorporate the information under the second market scenario. So now let's move on to the third market scenario. And plus the probability under the third market scenario, 0.2 times return spread for property A. Possible return 6% minus expected return of property A 12%. and then times spread of return for property C under the third market scenario. Yeah, still third market scenario. Yeah, still the same row as property A. So 14% minus 10% expected return for property C. So now, the whole formula here completes the incorporation of the three market scenarios. And so if we input key in all this formula into a scientific calculator, we will be able to get an answer close to minus 0.096%. So it's interesting to see this covariance can be negative. And also, when we have this negative covariance, it also implies risk reduction or risk mitigation benefits if we include property A and C into our portfolio. So, this tutorial have demonstrated the concept of covariance and its calculation. For the next tutorial, we are going to learn how to calculate the risk of the portfolio based on the information of covariance and each individual property's return. Thank you for your watching.